Hi everyone, my name is Janice Vega, and today I am here to help you reviewing Unit 6 and Unit 7 from your book so you can practice for your oral evaluation. We know pronunciation is not easy, but you can make this happen. Let's start! Today we're going to check at the vocabulary. Please look at my mouth so you can emulate the articulation. Running shoes, leggings, shirt, short, jeans, shoes, dress, boots, t-shirt, sweater, jacket, skirt, suit, raincoat, tie, underwear, blouse, scarf, coat, hat, cap, belt, socks. For negative statements, we need to use the auxiliaries do and does. So we use, for example, you do not or you don't need extra large. She doesn't or she does not need a skirt. For third person, we use does, and for the rest, we use do. Third person is he, she, and it, and you decide whether you want to use the contraction or not. Contractions are doesn't and don't. For yes/no questions, we use the same principle. Do for the rest and does for the third person, he, she, and it. We're going to continue using the verbs want, need, have, and like. So let's try with that question. Do you need the suit in large? The answer could be yes, I do. Or yes, I need the suit in large. The other possibility, for example, could be does she like those shoes in black? Yes, she does. No, she does not. Or no, she doesn't. All of them are valid. Remember that the important part is that you try to pronounce yes or no very strong and that we include the last part of the sentence. That will make it a complete sentence. Yes, she liked, or yes, she liked those shoes. That is going to make it easier for you to get a better grade. For you to be able to get a better grade when you're responding questions on the exam, it will be needed that you pay attention to details. For example, what does Karen wears to go to sleep? Whenever you use does, you don't need ds when you're asking the question, but you will need it when you give the answer. Look at the examples. She wears pajamas. She wears a large t-shirt. She wears a shirt and shorts. It is important that the S sounds so your teacher can identify that you're using the verb in the proper form. Also, be careful with the pronunciation of the vocabulary that we check at the very beginning because it's something that we're learning and it is important that you pronounce it correctly. During the exam, you may need to respond to different types of questions. For example, questions such as, do you wear a sweater to do exercise? You can respond either yes, I do, or no, I don't. That is not important. The important fact is that you use the correct grammar structure. What are you wearing today? I am wearing a gray shirt, or I am wearing a black shirt. I am wearing shorts. I am wearing a dress. Whichever that you include I and then am and wearing and then describe the clothes that you're actually using. Or if you just say a shirt and shorts, that will be correct. But we need you to use the vocabulary that we taught you. Then you have other questions that are opinion questions. For example, do you like ties? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Do you like dresses? Do you like skirts? And whichever answer you provide will be correct. You only have to make sure that you include either yes or no, and then you explain you're gonna use either I do or I don't. Let's continue reviewing vocabulary. This vocabulary is to describe clothes. So loose, tight, cheap, expensive, dirty, clean, new, old. Now, we're going to continue checking at Unit 7. It is important to talk about daily routines, the things that you do every day or the things that you do every certain amount of time. Here, you will answer questions such as, what do you do every day? What do you do on weekends? What do you do on your free time? Let's start. We're going to continue with the vocabulary of Unit 7. These are actions that you do every day. Get up, brush my teeth, shave, get dressed, comb my hair, put on makeup, eat breakfast, make dinner, watch TV, go to bed, come home, study, take a shower, get undressed. Now, let's talk about frequency adverbs. The adverbs of frequency are used for you to know how often do you do certain activity. So many of the questions starts with how often, or they ask you what do you do every day, or what you always do or usually, or any other expressions. Let us start by repeating the pronunciation of the frequency adverbs. Always, usually, normally or generally, often, frequently, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, hardly ever, rarely, or never. Remember that for you to make the sentences, you have to add the subject first, then the frequency adverb, which in this case might be always, usually, or whichever you select, and then you have to add the verb using simple present form. Daniel always passes his exam. They always pass their exams. Okay? And remember that you can always add subject plus be plus adverb. He is always happy. She is occasionally working. Okay? Now let's respond to questions. For example, as I mentioned, we're going to be using frequency adverbs. How often do you put on makeup? There are many possible answers. For example, I always put on makeup. I hardly ever put on makeup. I sometimes put on makeup. I rarely put on makeup. Which is important is that you pay attention to the question so you know how to answer. That is why we said how often. If we're talking about how often, you have to use a frequency adverb so you can explain what you're trying to say. Oh, I do that one always on Thursdays, or I just never do it. But let us go ahead and understand what you're trying to say. Let's try with a different question. How often do you go to the mall? I occasionally go to the mall. I normally go to the mall. I never go to the mall. I don't like it. I don't like malls. So again, if we're using how often, you have to include at the end a frequency adverb so we can add it in the answer. Let's remember the vocabulary for household chores. This is still in Unit 7. Do the laundry, set the table, water the plants, make the bed, iron the clothes, mop the floor, wash the dishes, throw the garbage, go to the supermarket. I have a key question that is very likely that somebody asks you. The question is, what is your daily routine? That means, what do you do every day? For example, I always wake up, I pray to God, I make the bed, I take a shower, I go to the university, then I go to take classes, and after that, I come home around 8. So, what you need to do is to enumerate all the things that you do every day. And remember that we need to try to be careful with the pronunciation of the vocabulary we have learned through all these lessons. Let's try with a different question. What do you do on Thursday? This is a question that is asking you, what do you do on a specific day of the week? So you can answer, I go to work, I have English classes, I make the dinner, after that I watch TV, or you can give any other answer enumerating what you do every day. Something that may help you is to create your own schedule and look at it so you can remember what exactly do you do every day. Another type of question that you may find in this part of the exam is about your likes and your dislikes. For example, do you like to watch movies? You may respond, yes, I do. Yes, no, I don't. Because it is important that you try to use complete sentences. Responding only yes or no will not be able to provide us with the feedback that we need so we can understand how is your communicative skill developing. So let us try to use complete sentences. There are other questions that might be related also to your daily routine. For example, do you go to bed every day at 8 p.m.? Or do you go to bed always at 8 p.m.? Yes, I do. No, I go to bed around 11 or at 11 p.m. It is important that we try to use complete sentences. Again, remember that they may use frequency adverbs or they may use only the word every day or any other time expression. The last type of question that we have is going to be an open question where you are able to tell us and show us how much of the vocabulary that you manage. For example, if I ask you, what do you do every day or what do you do on your free time? You can definitely go ahead and start explaining. I like to read books. I like to clean the house. I go to the park. I do my household chores. I do the laundry, any vocabulary that you may use. I like to go shopping. I like to exchange clothes, whatever you decide. But it is important that it's well pronounced and that we continue using complete sentences. If I ask you, what do you do on your free time? And your response is, watch TV, and that is it, most likely your grade is not going to be very good. We need you to explain a little bit more. I would recommend at least two things that you like to do on your free time. Now is your turn. Speak about you for 3 minutes. Record a video about you where you're answering these questions. What is your daily routine? What do you do on weekends? What household chores you like to do? What household chores you don't like to do? How often do you visit your family? The video have to be between 3 to 4 minutes. You cannot be reading and need to be seeing your face as I am doing right here on the video for you. Now you are prepared for the exam. I'll see you soon. Keep practicing and thanks for watching. Bye bye.